Train by day, Kyle Wigginton podcast by night, all day.
Don't know how to talk when I see you in the spotlight. I pretend like I'm frozen every time you walk up to me, asking what am I up to tonight. I don't know where you wanna go. New York, Chicago, Tokyo or Paris. I go where you go, we could be best friends. It's love in the making, not love in the matrix. Fairy tale royals, or you could be my queen, and that would be my dream. I would be loyal to you, you could try me. All I really wanted, one night to dance till 3 in the morning. We could be whatever you want to. It's your turn to make a move. When you're ready, come and get me. You can call me, baby. You can call me. Just call me. Hit me up anytime you like. I'll pick up for you anytime. Call me, baby. You can call me. Just call me. Hit me up anytime you like. I'll pick up for you anytime. You know that I will be yours if you want me to be, girl. Chances are plenty, but plenty of you completes my world, my world. You've been the one to typically, consistently, especially cross my mind. Even makes it hard to sleep, you're in my dream, but you're not by my side. Sings like a bumblebee buzzing around me, can you be my honey tonight? Honey from the hive, so sweet like sugar. I just wanna dance on the dance floor. Let me show you why I can be the man for you. I can be the man for you. Let me show you how I can be the man for you. Watch me break it down on the dance floor. Wait, I can kiss you with no hands. That's my dance for you. That's my chance. Leave it all on the dance floor. If you're with me, you can hit my 7 digits. Call me, baby. You can call me. Just call me. Hit me up anytime you like. I'll pick up for you anytime. Call me, baby. You can call me. Just call me. Hit me up anytime you like. I'll pick up for you anytime. One night to dance till 3 in the morning. We could be whatever you want to. It's your turn to make a move.
Zach
Yes.
Smallman.
Yes.
What is up, dude?
What is up, Kyle?
So, Zach here, let me just tell the audience who you are.
Perfect.
One night I'm sitting outside of the bar. I'm having this conversation. It's a great conversation with two of my friends from somewhere on the other side of the planet. And we see this guy in front of us with this camera. And we're like, what are we doing? Are we in the back of a video? And then I don't remember how it happened, but I was like, hey, man, do you want to film in the bar?
Yeah, no, like basically that. We were so worried about, and this is obviously like filming for a music video, but we were so worried about like trying to get this shot, and there's people sitting outside. We ended up getting the shot that we were trying to get, just me sitting on the curb, and then all of a sudden the voice behind me was like, hey, you want to go film in the bar? It's mine. Like, go ahead. And so luckily we got to come shoot in here. We got to shoot like right here. The bathroom has a great like artwork and such. And yeah, I mean, it was definitely like an impromptu way to make it into another bar, into the music video, but it was a pretty good time.
Well, when you see people doing these music videos and stuff, you never know how it's going to turn out.
Oh no.
But like being an artist myself, I always want to like help people out the best I can. So when I saw you guys doing that, I was like, we'll roll the dice. See what happens.
Right. Yeah. No, it's probably going to be shitty, but I'll let them do it.
Yeah, you never know. But like I saw the video after it and I was like, holy shit.
It was a good video. Our buddy John Colgan and Dane Bachman put in really good work. And like, I mean, they're young, independent filmmakers, but they did a great job.
Oh, dude, they did amazing. I mean, and your music too was awesome. So like, is that what you taught? You're a musician?
Yeah, I would definitely say that I'm a musician. I grew up early ages, like of 5, I was starting to play drums. That's like kind of what my dad wanted me, like not wanted me to, but he was like playing me guitar to sleep. And
so
he like definitely got me inspired into like loving music. And then he got me a drum set, was trying to create like that Partridge Family, like fan band. And got my sister on bass and my brother on piano, but like they slowly like, I don't know. I knew it wasn't their thing. It was definitely like my thing. So I took my sister.
Younger?
Yeah, I'm the youngest. My sister's about 5 years older than me. Brother's 6 years older than me. But yeah, they like kind of slowly started to not like play as much music, or my sister wasn't playing the bass as much. So I was like, hey, I'm going to kind of take this bass and try to learn it. And from there, my like love for just like drum and rhythm became more into like, let's try piano. Let's try ukulele.
So you play all
sing.
these things?
Dabble. I wouldn't say I'm crazy good, but I try to do that. I have not gotten my hands on guitar to make it work. That is one thing that I'm trying to get done, but yeah. So I would say that I try to play a bunch of different instruments.
Well, that night you were singing as well. Okay. So you're a singer as well?
So yeah, I sing.
This video is going to be the one that pops up whenever so you probably just watched it.
Yeah. You probably just watched it. Thank you for watching. But yeah, a little backstory. My whole family, they used to like do like theater. So I grew up with a rambunctious type of family where we all had big personality, outgoing. And so that's like definitely where I got my like love for performing and being on like some sort of stage. So I thought, hey, let's start, really making this music thing happen. And so I started writing songs at a young age, started to try to do like that early YouTube career before.
What is a young age for you? Because how old are you?
So I'm 21.
Okay.
I'm turning 22 in July. And I was like drumming, I started at 5, but like our first song that I released with my friend David Michael, he was this friend from camp that really saw potential. And I was like 10 years old, but like we wrote a song together and then put it on all platforms when I was like in 5th grade, and like went to the youth center trying to sell donuts to like people to be like, hey, get a donut if you buy my song on iTunes before streaming was a thing. So it was the like
hustle, dude.
The hustle. Yeah. And at a like young age, being 10, that was like where the grind really started. Started to do like YouTube videos, and then I got into high school and songwriting became like way more of like my wheelhouse. And I knew that's like definitely what I wanted to do. And I didn't necessarily want to stay in California. I wanted to like expand my horizons, and New Orleans my brother pointed out New Orleans, and it became like, yeah, that's where I want to go.
So and then here in school?
I came here for school in 2018 and just recently graduated. So I'm now just a New Orleans resident, and not doing college at all anymore, which is nice. But yeah, I fell in love with New Orleans. It's definitely been like a big part of my growth as an artist, for sure.
Dude, it's a problem. Like when you
is a problem.
Yeah, when you move here, and I'm in love with the city too. Like there's no way I'll be able to live anywhere else. It's a lot of it has to do with the people.
Yeah, no, Southern hospitality is a real thing. Yeah. Like I came out here.
Well, it's not even just Southern hospitality though, because like I'm from the South still, but it's something about New Orleans in general. The culture down here is people just like to have a good time.
They do.
And it doesn't have to do with like drinking and partying. It has to do with just living life.
Yeah.
Like they enjoy like living life. A lot of people in Arkansas, I mean, the Southern hospitality is there still, but it's not the same as here, because people there are still, they're grinding for life. And it's like, just enjoy life.
Right. Yeah. Right. No.
And then especially when you're an artist down here, like when you're in that environment, you want to create. It makes you happy.
Yeah. And also it's just like this network of the community out here. It's a like tight knit community. I mean, New Orleans, you think of like a big city, but it's really like as much as it is big, there's so many small little niches and small communities out here that honestly, you get to meet so many people, and it ends up being like
Everyone knows everybody.
yeah, everyone knows everybody, and that is also what I really like. It's like you don't feel like this small fish in this big pond.
Mhm.
You know, you feel like a human. You feel like you're meant to be here working with people, and everybody out here is a creative in some way, shape, or
Yeah.
form, which plays a good role in like everybody helps each other out in a way. You know.
Yeah, no, we do a lot of stuff here at the bar with that. We just got through filming comedy specials because
Right.
it's like I do creative stuff film wise, and these guys do creative stuff with their comedy. So I was like, why don't we just combine those together and
Yep.
make something great?
Yeah.
So I mean, and same way with like musicians and stuff. Like I would love to know more about music, so I could figure out how to help these guys. The one thing we do here is we do an open mic, and every now and then we'll come in and we'll film these guys. But I mean, the arts in general nowadays, like there's opportunity to make money and stuff, but you just have to learn the system
Yeah.
to make the money on it. It's like the comedy stuff. That's why I love working with these guys, because I've watched enough of Joe Rogan's podcast and Bill Burr's podcast that they literally tell you the template.
Yeah.
They give you the template in the podcast of how to go and become a successful comedian. So I know there's a lot of people that have trouble like extrapolating that data from a podcast, but that's something that I can do really well.
Yeah.
So then I'm using these guys. I'm like working with these guys to help them create that template for themselves.
Yep. Create the building blocks for them to like progress. Yeah.
So if there's any way I can help you out too, like I would love to, dude, because I think your music is great. You have a cool sound.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
The fact that video turned out so well, that was impressive.
Yeah. I appreciate it, Kyle. Like, I think, it's definitely an up and up. Like you can only get better. Right.
Yeah.
And
if you're this young doing it already, like it's
right.
sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. And, it's also like surrounding yourself with like-minded people, like values alignment. One of our professors, Billy, would always say, he would be like, make sure that you are working with people that have like-minded interests.
So true.
And if you surround yourself with those type of people, and if you surround yourself with people that bring you that good energy, only good things can come from that, you know? And so I've been working with a bunch of great musicians, but also like just have been working with my friend Michael Sparks, who just graduated from Loyola as well. But we've kind of been like working as like a tag team, Smallman and Sparks, trying to be like the modern day Rodgers and Hammerstein. But it's like we have started to work together. And the first song, like literally we worked on some songs together, but 2, maybe 3 years ago.
What is the process of that? Can you go through the process of what you guys do?
So like back a couple years ago, we really didn't have like a process of like, okay, I would meet up with him maybe, and he would have like percussion, maybe like a percussion loop or something like created. And from there, maybe we'd add some keys or whatnot. But then it would take me like a month or like a couple weeks to like really commit to making that a song.
Mm-hmm.
But then COVID happened. We ended up coming back together into New Orleans, and we were just like at a party, and we both looked at each other and were like, we've worked on songs together, but we like haven't like actually like sat down and tried to like collaborate as like a 50-50 type thing, or just like even like we haven't sat down and really tried to like make a song. We've always been like in the process of like, oh, I have something cool that maybe Zach would like, is really how it was. But we were like, let's sit down and actually like write something. So the first session we had, coming back into the swing of things, we ended up making 7 Digits, which was the song that we made the music video for. But the collaborative process of that was by far one of my like favorite moments. And that's why I think we continue to work together, is because that was like our first session. We were like, we made a hit. Like we were like, this is pretty darn good. But that process was like very much, he started a like simple drum groove, 4 on the floor, nothing crazy. And then I kind of just like played some chords. We got the progression that we really liked. And with this, I think our whole thing right now is like, don't overthink shit. That it's really don't get so caught up in this has to be like perfect right now, or like, is this perfect? Is this commercial? You know, like you shouldn't be thinking that when you're creating. You should just honestly throw stuff at a dartboard and see if it sticks.
Yeah.
And so found the chord progression. We were like, this sounds pretty saucy. And from there, we just like experimented, added random sounds, added some atmosphere. And off the first jump, like I didn't write the whole song there, but off the first jump, I knew the chorus was going to be like, call me. Like I knew it was going to be something like that, where it's just like an easy chantable chorus. And like, I don't know. I think that was like the most genuine, carefree experience I've had.
When you saw what came out of it.
And then seeing what came out of it, I was just like, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like that is what we need to do.
Yes.
So from there, we've been trying that same formula.
So what was the time frame?
Time frame for that song? And it really started as like, let's just create something. But then I knew it was going to be like a song. And it was probably like within the same week finished, because I was also in a songwriting class when we first started making this. And I was like, oh, this would be a perfect song for songwriting credit. Why not? So I ended up finishing writing it.
What did they give you on that? They give you an A on it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
If they gave you a bad grade, like
Yeah, no, that would be like, oh,
hater?
that's rigged. Yeah. No, my professor was like, wow, this is really cool. And from there, like, obviously, like I kept putting in good songs for songwriting. But yeah, the process for writing that song was pretty quick. I knew I had that like, call me, and then that hit me up anytime you'd like. That the chorus was there. Like I knew the melody. I didn't know what I was gonna say, but I pretty much like when it comes to writing, it's either like spur of the moment. Like if I'm in that session, I might be able to write some stuff and like jot it down. If not, I'll just like mumble past through it all and like have the melodies that I like, but I won't have any words, and I'll just record that. And then I'll go back home and listen to that, and try to figure out some words.
That's interesting.
That's like a new thing that I've kind of started to do. But for that one, I was really like, let's just play.
So you like hum along with the song, record that separately, and then just listen to you humming and try to write to that?
Like record it over the like instrumentation, and then it's almost like a song without any words, but just melody, you know? But you have like the production behind it and such. So you get a feel for like what you're trying to get.
That's kind of cool. That's really, so like these kind of things fascinate me, because it's almost like because when I think of creating art, a lot of the times I'm not thinking of the human creating it. I'm thinking of, the human pulling from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you can hear the words in your head already and you're putting them out there, but then you have to come back and you have to decipher what they are.
Right. Like I was probably going like, but like in that sauce of something, there's hit me up anytime you'd like.
That's so
I'll pick up for you anytime. So that has been like
Where did you come up with that at? Did they teach you that in class, or did you just come up with it?
Maybe it was taught in class, but like it really was just like it's one of those like, don't overthink it.
That's
like,
incredible.
Because I know if you listen to music, you know what's gonna like sound good melodically. Like and there's so many different variations of like what you can do melodically over 4 chords. I mean, we see that we only really have like so many notes in a scale, but we have billions of songs. So it's like there's endless amount of ways to do something, and there's no wrong way of doing it. So for me, pick a melody that sounds really good. And it might not be all in the right structure. Like I thought, I also kind of had the one night, 2, 3 in the morning. I knew I had that kind of melody, but I didn't know what the song was going to be about. And I didn't know if that was going to be like the chorus, or if it was going to be pre-chorus or verse. Kind of just like sang those melodies in succession. And I don't know, it took a little bit of time to like figure out what I was going to say. But as soon as I got the call me as like, let's just make the chorus simple. That's when I was like, okay, well, it's going to be about like trying to call someone and they're not responding, you know. I've definitely been the one that has reciprocated that, like, I do not call.
Everyone can relate to
Right.
it too. That's why that one hits hard. So I mean, it's a great song, catchy tune, but then it also is something we can all relate to.
Yeah. And for me, it's like, I'm not like a crazy singer-songwriter where I like get super in my feels. I feel like I'm more like glass half full artist, where it's like, I try not to like get too much in my feels. I try to like have good vibes.
Yeah.
But I still want something to be relatable. I don't want it to just be like pop nonsense. Like, I want it to make sense, you know?
No, it's so interesting to hear the different takes on the creative processes, because there's another artist in here a while back, and I think it was a guy that I sent you the video of, Matt. Yeah, he was talking about that he loves to like have those feelings. Like that's how he creates. He creates from like the feelings of ups and downs that he has in his life.
Right.
So I mean, it's kind of cool that he can draw from that, and you can have your way to do it too.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say like that whole process is like unorthodox, but maybe probably most people try to mumble past. Like, I've heard of a lot of great artists that write songs for people. They do that type of like, well, don't worry about the words, you know? And like, that's also like, if you ever in writer's block, like they always try to tell you, just write something down. Never worry about what you're actually trying to say. If you have writer's block, just write something down. And I swear your brain will not, like, your brain's going to try to trick you so many times, but there's something already there for you. It's already like played out. You just got to like throw something down, like I said, and it'll stick or not stick. And then from there, maybe you get like one word from your jamble or like random like scribble of words, and that like sparks the inspiration for the next thing. So I would say not every song I mumble past. We've made some songs in the studio where literally I'm like writing right there, trying to just write something. And maybe those will be the words by the end of our like production, but maybe they won't be. But at least I'm getting something down, you know, and it's all about just getting something down to start with. And then your ear will tell you. Yeah.
I tell a lot of people that just show up's a big part of the process.
Yeah.
If you show up and start doing it, then it'll flow through you.
Well, and it's like the 10,000 hours to complete too. It's like, yeah, 7 Digits, I think, is a great song. And I have gotten a lot of great feedback on it. But if I wrote my best song
right off the bat, then I should quit. Like, I should honestly retire.
So I think there's only room for you to get better. And the more you get comfortable with the way you write, the more you get comfortable with who you are as an artist, as a person, the more you're going to get to that sound that people are going to gravitate towards, or like the more you're just going to be able to pop out records, because
that's such a great foundation and mentality to have at 21 years old.
I appreciate it, man. Seriously.
It's incredible. There's a few other musicians that I met that are young like you, and just talking to you guys, it's like, who the fuck are you? Like, there's, I mean, it's like, when I was 21, there was no way this would come out of my mouth.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really just happy because I think COVID definitely did a number on everyone. Some people had some great stuff lined up. I know a bunch of people that did. I wouldn't say I had a crazy thing lined up for me, but I was in a good direction mentally. And then that totally like threw me under the rug. And then it took a bit to bounce back as like being able to write. And I had to sit with myself. And I had a friend that I live with. His name's Will. He's like a mad genius of songwriting. And I wasn't writing anything during this period of time that I lived with him pretty much, but he was like writing a song a day. And I was like, there's a point where you can like be jealous, or you can just be like, no, he's doing it right. I need to get out of my head. Mm-hmm. And we had so many conversations about it. And he was like, don't get mad at yourself that you're not writing right now. Like, maybe this is your time to just like soak everything in. And I think taking that time and trying to just figure out what to do, really like put me in the headspace of like, I got a level head. I know that I have something of value, don't discredit yourself. And I feel like we're all our worst critics, you know? So it's like, I am going to be the hardest person on myself, but getting out of that sometimes, especially in that moment, sparked a new inspiration that has really like pushed me through, and has gotten me musically to where I am right now. You know, before COVID, I was writing some cool stuff, but I think now I'm like honing into a sound that I really enjoy, that's authentic, that isn't forced, you know?
Yeah. No, you can tell that like that you're authentically like what the music that you're creating. You can tell that in the songs that you're making. Yeah, along with the lines of the COVID thing, and just like the you being in like a depressive state kind of thing.
Yeah.
I find like a lot of times in life, it works in polarities. So anytime that you have these depressive parts of life, these depressive bouts in life, it's kind of like a pullback before the launch.
Yep.
So I mean, the fact that you were going through that, you have to be able to notice these things in your life. So for me, you know, I was older when I first noticed these, but I think when you actually start figuring these things out, you can see and manipulate your life into a certain thing. So if you see that, like one of the guys in here earlier was talking about a breakup that he had, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going through this breakup right now." So I'm kind of like in a depressive state, but this girl that I was kind of met a long time ago, she came to me and asked me if I wanted to go to Greece with her. And I was like, okay, you got to think about this.
Right.
So you're about to start this podcast. You got your comedy thing going right now.
Right.
And then you have this girl that wants you to go to Greece with her on like a month-long vacation.
Right.
I was like, so you're in a depressive state. That was your pullback. Now you can take a choice. You can choose to be stuck in the same routine you had with the female, or you can choose to actually progress in your career and what you want to do in life. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying that you have to.
It's like some Jiminy Cricket
just
nonsense
see the options
you got going
here.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, man, relationships can really hurt you. One of my friends right now is going through it. And he's in the band and stuff. And it's like, we've talked about it, but, sometimes you gotta know that like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And there is going to be a decision to like make, kind of like for him, it's like he can go back home or he can stay out here and progress with himself as an artist.
That was a long distance relationship.
No, it's not. It was a relationship that ended, but basically he can go back home and like kind of turn the page, you know, just go back and like he has friends, everything. He can do that there. Or he's established great music friends out here and he's an artist and he's in New Orleans, like this great place to cultivate yourself as an artist. It's like there is a choice there. And he knows, like he sees the potential that what's going on out here is going to drive him for the future. And this depressive state is only temporary. Yeah. It's only temporary. And you learn from it too.
I have tricks that can get him through it too.
Yeah.
It's a good thing about like, you know, being an aged man who's went through these breakups and stuff before. I know the tricks and tips to get over them.
Right. No. And yeah, just to like put that out there. Everything's temporary. Yeah. Everything happens for a reason. I am pretty adamant about that. I've had some crappy things happen in life.
Can you talk about one of them? Let's hear one of them.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer on it too.
Okay. So, yeah. So like we were just recording an album. I play drums for like a band at the moment. Jolie and the Drifters. We play around town, various occasions. But we were recording a record for this and we went to Lafayette to record and had the best time of my life, like recording with a professional engineer, almost kind of played like a role of like a music producer in this band, like just the drummer, but like had a lot of feedback, was really trying to be involved in the process. Great weekend. And then on our way back home, I was driving and, you know, a good old interstate accident is bound to happen sometimes.
Especially in that area right there.
Yeah. So we were like crossing the bridge, like probably 40 minutes away, like just kind of in Baton Rouge area. And people are slamming on the brakes. I slam on my brakes. Guy behind me wasn't paying attention, hits me, kind of sandwiches my car. And like my car was like a Honda Civic, and the car behind me was like a nice big Nissan, and then a Ford F-150 in front of me. So like my car just got crunched.
When was this?
In March?
I mean, you're obviously walking around. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, it could have been so much worse.
Yeah.
Like, and I had the lead singer, the head of the band that just paid for the whole weekend in my car. I had most of our music equipment that we brought in my car. All of that was fine. Like, she was fine. I was fine.
Fuck?
We were okay. All the equipment was salvaged. My car wasn't, but like that happened for me to just like, whether or not it happened for me to like learn from it, because it wasn't like necessarily my fault. You know what I mean? I was literally stopped and then a car hits me. But those moments, like you just said, I'm here, I'm standing. Those moments always get you to put in perspective that in a snap of a finger and a blink of an eye, something could terribly happen.
Yeah.
And it sounds so morbid, but something could literally, you could be off the face of the earth tomorrow. And I think for me, having that happen after a great weekend was like, don't let that get you down. Don't let that like piss you off. Know that you came out of that unscathed. And if you did, for some reason, get severely injured, all I would have to like for myself, for my name, would be like what I've already created. And it put into perspective, like, man, my hands could have been done, and then I don't play drums anymore or any instruments, you know, like really just told me to like slow down, take time with things, and also just make every moment intentional. Like, make sure that you're creating, make sure that you don't lose sight in what you're trying to do, because the realities will sink in and they'll be rough. That's why creative people, it's the outlet. It's creating something will be an impact that lasts forever. We don't all last forever. And that's like one of those like morbid things I think of as a creative.
Not morbid, that's insight.
I mean, it's
like
insight.
You're,
it's like
the philosophical level that you're thinking on is something that most people never even get to in their lives, and you're doing it at 21. So I mean, I can only, where you go from here is going to be incredible. Yeah, even if it is a short journey, like who knows how long the journey is, but it's the wisdom and insight that you're already creating from is amazing. I
appreciate that. Like, I just want to, everybody wants an impact. It doesn't matter if the impact is literally just to this community or if it's to my family. People want an impact before they leave. And it's like having those type of things happen to you. Yeah. Like you can be like, this should have never happened, but it's like, maybe that happened because I need to think this way. I need to think more intentionally. Maybe I was in a moment of, I don't want to do this anymore, or I don't think I'm going to be able to make music a career. And then having that happen, been like, that's my only like key in life.
Yeah.
Would be to make music, make an impact in some way, shape, or form. If I left that all on the line, man, would I have been pissed off from wherever, like looking at my life being like, God, I told myself that I couldn't do it, and then I just wasted it, you know? And I think that's for everyone. It's like, don't let your passions go away. Like with whatever you do, make sure you're doing something that is going to have an impact in your own like personal way, like insight, but also externally. Yeah. I mean,
make the world a more beautiful place.
Right.
Yeah, that was
because there's, like I said, reality just hits you sometimes and it sucks.
Well, that was one of the things I was hoping that COVID did for everyone, was show them that that this is the world we live in. Okay.
Right.
Like at any point in time, you can just be like kicked out of your job and like quarantined in the house right now. So why don't you just go do what you want to do? Like live your life the way you want to live your life, not the way the system tells you to live it.
Right. I mean,
and that comes with like the creative aspects. There's a lot of people out there, they want to do creative stuff, but they're like, well, I just, I got to go to work. I don't know how to do creative stuff. They give themselves excuses. It's like, no, like,
or it's, I'm too busy, man.
I'm too busy. So was the wreck before or after Call Me?
It was, wow. Believe it was before. I believe it was
that pushed you into like going,
literally
okay, let's do
before.
this.
Yeah, I think it was right before I think we had the song finished, but it was right before like I was going to release it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a moment in time where like we were about to release this song, release the music video, had a show the same day, but now I don't have a car to get to the show or like haul all the equipment. So then it was like just a reality like of like, man, this really is like a bummy situation. But I think it definitely like pushed me forth because it was like, oh, no stopping now.
Yeah.
Like it's now guns a-blazing. I want to be able to pop stuff out. I don't want to waste any more time. Like,
I love that.
You know,
fire under you, yeah.
Yeah. And I think sometimes, like I said, things do happen, whether they're shitty or not. Like they happen. So then you can either reflect on it or, you know, otherwise
Keep the cycle going.
Yeah. Keep the cycle going.
So where can everyone find you on social medias and what bands do you play for?
So yeah, I right now I really play for Jolie and the Drifters. You can look us up. I told them we're making an Instagram right now, so we will have that up. But I think if you look up Jolie, JOLIE.GAU, you could find some of our stuff on Instagram, which will link to like Spotify and such. But you can find me at Zach Smallman across most platforms. ZACH, Zach, small man, but I'm taller than Tom Cruise. And yeah, I would say you can find me almost anywhere. Twitter, I rarely use. TikTok, I'm getting there. TikTok's a beast, but I'm getting there. And then Instagram, I'll be there.
And then
YouTube.
What are we going to put on at the end of your, this
Oh
podcast?
yeah.
Another
Oh
video
yeah.
song?
So yeah, the second song we got coming out, we got a bunch of songs that we're trying to roll out as just some singles. But our next song will be coming out June 24th.
Is this you or is this the band?
This is me and Michael Sparks.
Okay.
We're kind of like a duo right now. We want to create a name for ourselves, but you gotta be slow with coming up with like a band name. You know,
if you want to make it good, yeah.
If you want to make it good. So right now you can find me on Spotify under Zach Smallman, Apple Music, Zach Smallman. And the next song will be June 24th. That will be the release date. I'm gonna some sneaky peeky stuff for the people listening to the podcast. We'll play like a little snippet at the end, but there will be a music video for it. There will be a remix of the song as well. Not like a electronic remix, but we had one of our friends named Shinobi, Makeout Shinobi, recorded a little second verse. And so we are going to post both versions June 24th. So I'm really excited for it. It's going to be called Fogel. We made the song based off of the Superbad character, McLovin.
Mm-hmm.
His real name's Fogel, but I think I look super young and people still believe that like when I go into like a store to buy alcohol, they're like looking at me really crazy. So I was like, man, people would call me McLovin if they didn't know that I was actually of age.
Dude, so I saw you buy the beer in the video and I was like, fuck, I hope he was
I actually hope he's like legal.
on camera now.
I told him to just come in, but yeah, so that is kind of what made that song. I'm super excited for it. We got a bunch of stuff to roll out though. And we'll be performing around town.
Do you have any dates set up?
We do. So I'll be drumming with Jolie and the Drifters, and we will have a little set of mine at DMAX June 24th, the day of the release. So
I'll have to come there.
Definitely come out. Our drummer's going to be out of town, but we're going to make it happen. We got my guitar player. He's a multi-instrumentalist. So Dylan Nails will be drumming for us at DMAX, but we got a lot of cool stuff roll out. So definitely be in touch. And I appreciate you for having me on the podcast.
I'm definitely going to follow your career too. I think you got mad potential. So I'll be keeping in touch with you. Thank you for coming in today.
Appreciate it.
And if I didn't want it, then I wouldn't do it at all. So quit blowing up my phone. I do what I want. Young, dumb, reckless fun. Cueing all our favorite songs as we singing drunken love. Supermarket runs at night because we're so high. We pull up and function. They call me McLovin.